My name is Jack Willard. The 21st edition of the reboot of George Magazine will soon be available as I speak to you right now. George Magazine was the brainchild of JFK Jr. After a long absence, it was reestablished in 2022. In the 21st edition, the headline topic speaks of the pastor from Benton, Arkansas, Bob Joyce, a big voice for Jesus. Issue 21 Collector's Edition of George Magazine dives into interesting topics. What are soft disclosures? Seems very apropos. As I talk to you, I'm looking into what soft disclosures are. They'll explain it in the new edition of George Magazine. Exclusive interview, Pastor Bob Joyce, a big voice for Jesus. The wisdom of Proverbs 25, verse 2. The great MAGA unthinkable. What if Trump loses? Van life. There are people living in their vans. You can see their videos on YouTube. Work amping and pet sitting. Alternative living. The new normal America. John Hancock's felonious conduct. Clement time. Gone but not forgotten. Kim Clement remembered. Terry Woodward, an interview, and so much more. This is a physical print collector's edition magazine shipped upon ordering. George Magazine is offering a limited number of collector's edition magazines, each numbered up to 2,400. Only 2,400 copies of each issue will be sold, and once they're sold out, they're gone. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s publication from the mid-1990s made a comeback in 2022, and like the original George, it's not just politics as usual. Today's George will still combine politics and pop culture, but adds in sections regarding faith, business, finance, luxury living, and travel. George Magazine is known for its interviews with people who may have conflicting viewpoints, but we trust our readers to form their own opinions. During the past 2 decades, the world has evolved drastically. Journalism itself has changed, and Americans are predominantly hearing one side of the story. The concept behind George Magazine has been lost and forgotten for years. Now, more than ever, America needs George. We hope you'll find us as we continue the quest for demystifying the political process, as John Kennedy Jr. wrote in his editor's letter in the inaugural issue. Though it was written in 1995, that mission is needed just as much, if not more, now. Let George Magazine be an instrument for positive change and unity. So you can see Pastor Bob Joyce with his guitar. Some people will say that's a very familiar guitar he holds in his hands. Others will say it's not exactly like the guitar many people are thinking about. You decide. It's like George Magazine. I'm not coming to any conclusions. Now, Editor-in-Chief Gene Ho sat down with Pastor Bob in the sanctuary of Household of Faith. And that video will be released at some point. And as we have been telling you, August 10th and 11th in Hot Springs, Arkansas, George Magazine will put on a big event. Many speakers and music as well on Saturday at the Hot Springs Convention Center. Amanda Grace, comedian Richie Minervini, a solid broadcaster who does Caravan to Midnight, John B. Wells, former co-host of the weekend version of Coast to Coast AM. The Popas will be there, Scott McKay, and more. All you have to do is go to georgemagazinelive.com and you will see everything that's going on, and you can register. You can find out where to stay in the Hot Springs area. Most of the VIP tickets are just about gone as I speak to you now, which includes a dinner. Some of my audience is going to that dinner. They purchased the VIP seating. So this is going to be a big, big event in Hot Springs. Saturday is a paid event, but Sunday is all free, as George Magazine rents another theater in Hot Springs, the Rainier Hall Theater, or the Rainier Hall Theater. And it's a big theater. Doors will open approximately 9 a.m. and it's first come, first served. Pastor Bob Joyce will bring his Sunday service from Household of Faith in Benton, Arkansas, to this theater, and it will be followed by a baptism that you have to pre-register for. You can check with Household of Faith on that, on Facebook and other places. BobJoyce.com. Also, as we told you in a previous video, on August 10th, Pastor Bob Joyce's new album will be released. You'll be able to get a physical copy there. And it was recorded in Nashville, Tennessee with a full orchestra. We have a video that tells you all about that, and of course, it'll be available around the country, outside of the country. You'll be able to order it. At some point, you'll be able to pre-order it. And there are some classic Christian songs on there. And yes, How Great Thou Art is one of them. And He hideth my soul. So 2024 is a special, special time for Pastor Bob Joyce for Household of Faith as they get ready to build on 9 acres in Arkansas, about 10 minutes or so from where the sanctuary is now. They've outgrown it. They're going to start with a barn that's on the property. There'll be plenty of parking. I don't know how paved it'll be, but they'll have enough room for people because sometimes as many as 13 countries are represented in the sanctuary of Household of Faith, and of course visitors from all over the United States and Canada. So they're going to build a beautiful sanctuary on that property, and they have just closed. They have made the deal official. They are now the owners of that 9 acres of land. And God is going to do something very special, I believe, on those 9 acres. So that's our update. Now, for all the details on how to get George Magazine, including the 21st edition, whether you want the collector's edition or the regular edition, how you can subscribe to George Magazine, and to find out all about the Hot Springs Bonanza that's going to go on the 10th and 11th. On the 10th at the Hot Springs Convention Center, and then Pastor Bob Joyce on Sunday with praise and worship, and he will bring the Word of God as he loves to do. Just go to GeorgeMagazineLive.com, GeorgeMagazineLive.com. This is going to be a special, special time. Do what you can to be in attendance. My personal email is jackthefairguy, F-A-I-R, jackthefairguy @gmail.com. We often join you on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. East Coast time. Get your reaction to all of this and so much more on a plethora of topics in these crazy times that we live in. Worldwide Rambling Saturday nights, 10 p.m. East Coast time, right here at this channel, the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned. Thanks for watching, everybody.